Hey, what's up, y'all? Your boy Dump Truck here, and I am excited for another round of episodes of Chasing the Ride. I am pleased to be joined by Mr. Scott O'Sullivan, the O'Sullivan Law Firm, and founder of Rider Justice, and my two new best friends that we're about to get to know each other from TFLBike and TFLTruck. That's where you find them on YouTube.
Yeah.
And both of you guys have been journalists in automotive and in motorcycling for quite a while.
Yeah. And as much as we look like a couple of high school kids, we've actually gotten to do this for the last, for me, it's been about 5 years, and then you spent, what, 6?
Yeah, almost close to 6 years, 5.5 years there. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's been a little while.
You know, we all I'm a fan of the show, obviously, and we've worked together now for years, and, you know, I appreciate everything you do. But what I don't really know is, how did you guys get into bikes? Where did that start?
Yeah.
And I know we're also, I mean, we can talk about cars here because everybody has cars and trucks, so we can talk about it all today.
Yeah.
But, yeah, how did you first get a taste? I know you're more the track side.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're more like probably the Harley.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
So, yeah, anyway, I would love to hear about that.
Yeah, so I grew up on the East Coast going to summer camp, and they had...
Oh, by the way, to be clear, why are you wearing Eagles shit?
we're going to the Flyers game after this.
Oh, yeah.
Flyers. I have to represent.
I'm all about it.
I have to represent.
Yeah.
We're on camera. I had to
Are you
dress
rooting
up.
for the Chiefs?
Are you bringing this? No, I'm not.
I'm fully
not rooting
supporting
for the
this.
Chiefs, but I grew up a Giants fan. To be clear,
Are we talking about sports?
Oh yeah, sorry, I got distracted.
I mean, I just literally have no idea.
yeah, that's right. Did it get through the wicket?
I'm like, I was turning a wrench. I didn't see this one.
Sorry. Anyway,
Yeah,
Eagles. All right.
Grew up on the East Coast going to summer camp, and they had Honda dirt bikes at this camp, and I was like, I have to go to this camp. So fell in love with riding dirt bikes, and then kind of fell out of it from, you know, all through my teenage years. And I got to college, and I saw all these scooters riding around CU Boulder, so I was like, I need a Honda Ruckus.
You're really right, because those bikes are
Yeah.
They're
They
so
are
fun.
I managed
capable.
to get a Ruckus, and my mom was like, this is not a segue into motorcycles. And I was like, I promise it's
You're
not.
right.
You're right, it's not,
And then-
because it's actually a motorcycle.
Yeah, 6 months later, I had the TW.
And I swear I'm moving back, Mom.
Yeah.
No.
Never came back.
Exactly.
But yeah, that's kind of how it started.
Yeah.
Well, it was a segue into a career, and I
Yeah.
think it's worth mentioning too. I guess a little more of what we do is reviewing cars. We're mostly based on YouTube, so anything that you see branded with TFL that's what we've been working on for the last 5 years with our coworkers that have been doing it for more than a decade.
Yeah.
So when new stuff is coming out, that's kind of our bread and butter. If there's
Yeah.
a new motorcycle coming out or new car, new truck, we'll go review it, shoot videos, write articles,
Yeah.
and it's an interesting world to get into. You meet some really cool people,
Yeah.
get to see these vehicles as they're coming out, talk to
Yeah.
the engineers. So we're really lucky to be able to do what
So,
we've been doing.
You know, you grew up East Coast as well, Southeast.
Also, so
Yeah.
grew up in the Southeast, and I've had a couple times people ask me when I got into vehicles.
Yeah.
I think my mom first noticed it when I would be a little fussy as a toddler, and I was in a stroller, and she would push me around parking lots.
Yeah.
And if I was surrounded by cars on all sides, I would calm down a little bit.
That's
And I
interesting, yeah.
think that was kind of
Been a
the.
problem from the
It's been a while, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
that's
been a disease since roundabout day one.
Yeah. Nice.
So-
Did you grow up riding as a kid back east or not?
So I actually, when I was about 3, they got me a little miniature four-wheeler.
Yeah.
Rode that for a little while, then got onto a bigger one, and then when I was about 9 years old, they put me into my dad's 1948 Willys CJ2, old Jeep,
Fun.
and they would roll up a towel behind me so I could reach pedals. They put it in low range, so you basically can't stall it at that point.
Yeah.
And that's how I started learning how to drive stick.
That is awesome.
Didn't get a motorcycle until I was about 16.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah, I mean, even that's way ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
And what was your first ride? Was your dad a rider? Is he still a rider?
Yeah, so before he had his first car, he had his first bike. He had a couple small bikes when he was growing up, little dirt bikes, and then he bought himself a Kawasaki 350 two-stroke.
Yeah.
He was working as a lifeguard, dashing, cool guy.
Yeah.
And I always idolized that. He's had a number of cool bikes. He still has actually a really cool bike that's actually aged really well in Exile Cycles. Custom bike that he worked with Russell Mitchell to get put together. I love that. And someday it's going to disappear out of his garage and he's not going to know where it went.
Yeah, that's right.
Which bike is that?
It's called a model that he called the Fat Tracker.
So is it the black with the satin finish on all the metal?
So it's polished. It's all polished aluminum,
Right.
not chrome. So it's a little bit brighter than a satin finish. Yeah, black Sportster tank, black fenders, and really pretty bike. It doesn't have. I know some of his bikes have some interesting hand controls. His has a more traditional clutch setup and everything.
Who built this bike? Excuse me, I'm taking notes. I'm interested.
Yeah. No, Russell Mitchell. It's
Mitchell.
a cool bike. Exile Cycles. Back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know the
yeah.
name. I just want to know the bike. You know.
No, Fat Tracker. It's actually a bike that's aged really well. Where I wouldn't say everything out of that era has, but I think that bike even 20 years later. I mean, Alex is not he's definitely much more the full fairing sport bike track guy, but even you like
It
that
was
bike.
cool. Yeah, I had a chance to ride it when I was down in
nice.
Florida, and it was an experience for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's a strength too. It's like because I was stalking your channel, and this morning actually, because this is our first time getting to know each other.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, what are we about to talk about? I have no idea. And I love the variety that's on there. Yeah, there's more than
a
just
little bit of everything.
one perspective. And how do you? I feel like that's almost a newer vibe. With like the current generations, maybe starting with Generation X on to younger. Do you guys feel that that's the same way, where people are more open to like all motorcycles than they are just to be stuck within the niche that they would stereotypically be in?
But I think partly, I mean, we've done a lot of videos where like we do the top 5 coolest motorcycles, and we'll be surprised sometimes on how much we agree on certain styles
Yeah,
of bikes.
that's true because
Yeah.
we're kind of in a different.
Yeah, but at the same time, like we're the same age basically, and
Yeah.
like we have very different styles for the bikes we actually go out and buy.
Yeah.
So
But cool is cool, man.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
Well, I think that's the thing that has been cool for us figuring out doing this job, because we get invited to test out all different kind of bikes, and at the end of the day, we're both motorcycle people, and if you throw either one of us on just about anything on 2 wheels, we're gonna have a good time.
Oh, absolutely.
So with all the different bikes that we've gotten to test, I think that's opened things up for us a little bit to not be so for one type of bike and against another kind of bike. I mean,
If anything, it makes you appreciate what you're really passionate about, because you have a greater understanding of it and be like, I really do love this.
Yeah.
For all these are cool too. I really do love this. I
We
can't
were
wait to get
talking
back
about
on
it
my whatever.
yesterday, where each bike can have its own different purpose too.
Oh man.
They're tools for different things.
yeah.
Yeah, my number is 7. I need 7 different motorcycles. They're all different. One of them will be full fairing.
Yeah.
My first bike that I actually co-owned it with a dude that was on. I was in the Navy. The dude was on a different ship, so it cost us almost nothing. Our ships were never in port at the same time, so there was
Yeah, that's
always a
perfect.
bad idea waiting for us when we got back home. And it was a Gixxer 750. It was a '98 Gixxer 750, and that thing was such a terrible idea. I loved it, but like there was one time we were in a cab going somewhere, I don't remember where, and then like these dudes were lane splitting, and one of them was walking it, and I was just like, those guys are gonna kill themselves. And my buddy went, we were doing that yesterday.
yeah.
I'm going, all right, I need to email
yeah.
my other shipmate here, let him know that he can now have this motorcycle.
Yeah.
Because I don't realize what I'm doing, and which means I should not be doing it.
Yeah.
Well, and like yourself, I mean, my dream garage of motorcycles has a bagger, has a chopper, has a full fairing sport bike. It's got a naked bike. It's got a scrambler. It's got a dirt bike.
Yeah.
It's got a mini bike. Everything. I
Yeah.
mean, my dream garage is my favorite one of each category of motorcycle, because they all work in a certain situation, and they're all fun.
And then we feel differently. We are beings of emotions and stories,
Yeah.
and they all evoke different emotion and different stories. Every single one of them do. You do not feel the same on a sport bike that you do on a chopper. Like they're both amazing experiences, but completely unique to themselves.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
That's right.
and that's what makes me excited. That's what makes me really glad that I like all bikes instead of just being brand loyal for whatever reason.
That's right.
And it just shutting me out of the greater experience, you know?
Well, that kind of leads me to the question that, one of the fun projects that we did with you was with Andy, who's here. And there's more smiles per miles with that kind of stuff, right?
I see what you did there. I liked it.
Yeah, you like that?
That was good.
Yeah.
But tell me, like, what surprises you about content and, like, his stuff? I don't know where he is, but his that was so much fun doing that.
Yeah.
And then you do really great other things, and you're like, why is nobody watching this? Because like it's totally fun. And so I'm just wondering what any insights you've gained, or is it all just
It's
material,
tough.
right?
It is tough. I mean, one of the approaches we've had for years doing this is like, we're unlike a lot of other media places where we just shoot and throw out as much as we can, and like some stuff sticks and some stuff doesn't, and that's just kind of the nature of the beast. But
when sometimes it's the last thing in the world that you're expecting to blow up.
Right.
Sometimes you put something out there and you think, this is probably not going to do much.
Right.
And then it ends up being huge. My dad built a custom Honda Goldwing. It's an early 80s Goldwing. I forget exactly what year, but 1200 Goldwing, and he turned it into, I would call it, if anything, maybe a kind of a bobber. It sits very low.
Cool.
He put a more modern sport bike set of forks on the front of it. Instead of the tank being under the seat, he moved it to a more traditional tank in front of the seat, and changed up the look of the bike a lot. It's undoubtedly a really striking to look at motorcycle. But as far as the videos that we do, that was just kind of an interesting story to highlight all the energy that my father had put into this really cool build of his, and less so something that I thought was going to do a bunch for our business or our YouTube channel, what we do for our 9 to 5. And lo and behold, it's the highest viewed video that we've ever done on our motorcycle channel. And I never would have expected that.
And then on the other end of things, like one of our favorite videos we've ever done was we went to Moab and we raced e-bikes against an airplane down a runway. And we thought that was going to explode, and no one wanted to watch it.
Nobody watched it as there's a motorcycle 5 feet away from us as we're riding down an airstrip. I mean, that was pretty cool.
It's pretty cool.
That was, we talked about it recently. That was probably our coolest day of work we've ever had, which is saying something, because we have a lot of days of work that are cooler than the average just sitting at a desk day that we also have.
Yeah, it's a lot to be grateful for, right?
Oh I mean, we're luckier than we can describe.
How hard is it to explain to like your friends and stuff? Like, because I've lived on a motorcycle with no address for 10 years. It was part of my job and part of my lifestyle, and people were just like, oh, you just got to go like talking to a microphone and say some funny stuff. I was like, really? I was like, you think that's like all it is? Oh, you travel all the time. You're so lucky. I was like, you do realize that 9 times out of 10 is a good time, but 100% of the time it's work.
Well, beyond a shadow of a doubt, we're extremely lucky to be doing what we're doing. Having days of work that are as fun as some of the days that we have is just makes no sense. But at the same time, most of what you see of what we do is the fun part. There's also the part of sitting down there, editing these videos, organizing footage, sticking them together in a timeline. There's a lot of the behind the scenes stuff that's not as exciting as actually doing the videos, but it is to your point.
Though.
And it's a hard thing to explain to people when they ask what you do.
I think our friends understand. It's more like explaining to my dad what I do. It's just
My old man called me Elvis one afternoon here in Denver when I lived here, and he was like, Elvis? I'm like, what? He goes, well, I don't really understand what you do. He goes, but you don't ask me for money, so I guess you're doing pretty good at whatever that is. I was like, I love you too, Dad.
Well, and one of the things that I think is, obviously I'm a fan of all the channels that you guys work on. I can't get my brain around all of the content and how, just the logistics of it. I mean, if you give maybe just a little behind the curtain look at that, because that breaks my brain. I don't understand how you can do
there's
that.
definitely a lot of planning and organizing. I think one thing that our company is really good at, because there's some people on YouTube, some of the channels out there that are making unbelievably highly produced videos that are probably, well, I don't know if they're nearing a Hollywood production, but they're more in that realm than the realm of what we're doing. I think our company is really good at efficiency.
We've got, there's a really good team of editors there, and people just, you can give them a video and like they'll just get it done really quickly. If I want to pat ourselves on the back, if you were to put a vehicle in front of us and say you've got 15 minutes to produce a video about this, go. We would be up there with some of the best videos in a tiny
time frame. We can work really quickly. Which is kind of what we have to do as far as our company's big focus is news. So we need to be fast to cover it. And that's kind of our specialty. But there's a ton of people out there that are also making spectacularly well-made videos, and it's really impressive. Stuff that I wouldn't even have the first idea of how to make a video that highly produced and sort out that kind of lighting and that kind of script writing. And
I think TFL is really used to doing that like rushed kind of video style here in our home backyard. So then when we fly out somewhere to review a bike and we only have 20 minutes over a lunch break to like film all the walkarounds and B-roll and everything, we're used to that already.
You just bang it out. And it's clear to me too that with all of you guys and Roman and Tommy and Andre and everybody, is that you also come to it knowing a lot about it going in, because you walk up to some new vehicle, a new bike, I would be like, and it has 155 cc. Like I would but you guys are just, it's coming off somehow, like you got it encyclopedia, in your brain, and I think that's really pretty impressive.
Yeah, being in love with it helps.
It definitely does. I mean, it helps to study on the plane as you're heading to an event to go review a vehicle. Because there's no way, at least I don't have the mental capacity to remember specs and everything for all the vehicles that we test, because that's one of the other fun things about what we've gotten to do is the broad range of vehicles that we get to film. Basically, if anybody throws an opportunity at us to film something with wheels and a motor, maybe even not a motor, we'll say And so in this line of work, I have been behind the wheel of a fully loaded semi-truck that was 80,000 pounds bumper to bumper.
Wow.
Any kind of new car pickup truck you can think of, side-by-sides. You've been on a jet ski program.
I've done a little bit of everything.
Motorcycles of the water.
So there's no way to remember everything about all those vehicles. And we can't always approach it from, I can't get behind the wheel of a semi-truck and make a video about it from the perspective of a semi-truck driver. Because I'm not. But I can make a video about it from the perspective of someone who's not a semi-truck driver. Hey, they've got a closed course here. I don't have a CDL, but I can drive this truck on a closed course. So here's what it's like for a normal person to get behind the wheel of a semi-truck.
This is how terrifying it is.
And and cool.
They're fun.
It was pretty rad.
They're a lot of fun.
And we're at the expo.
Just in case you were wondering, motorcycles are not quiet places to produce a podcast.
That's right. So, there's so many things we could talk about, but I guess one of the things I wonder is, there is no shortage of content that's out there. And how do you see the future, if you think about it all, of YouTube, of just trying to stay relevant and entertaining and engaging? Because I mean, you guys are all authentic. They're exactly like this in real life, people. And I think that's really important, as opposed to a personality, right? But I'm just wondering what your thoughts are for the future of automotive reporting, because it seems like everybody's like, I'm here at the dealership with this car, and they like some BS video they do, and I don't know. I'm just wondering what your thoughts are.
I mean, I think like even that kind of BS video, that's showing where everything's going. Like people aren't watching stuff on TV, so even that is promising to see that there's tons of people tuning into YouTube. Like YouTube's not going anywhere. It's been around for a long time, so I think it's an exciting place to be right now, and the channel's been growing steadily, so I have no worries about where it's headed in that direction. It's just a fun place to be making content right now.
Like you said, I think the world of YouTube is as good as it's ever been, and I think part of that is because YouTube actually does a pretty good job of compensating people that pour time into making videos.
Compared to other platforms, they absolutely do.
Exactly. On a lot of other platforms, you have to go find your own sponsors, integrate that, versus the way that when you pull up YouTube and an ad pops up at the beginning of the video, that's how people that do what we do get paid. So that's how it turns into a legitimate business versus just being kind of a hobby thing, and because it can be a legitimate business, it's an unbelievably rich world of videos to choose from for someone who's going on that platform to be entertained.
Right. So let's get back to, you guys have had a lot of miles and a lot of different bikes and trucks. what are some of the craziest or fun stories? And it can just be with friends. It doesn't have to be as part of the show. Any fun stories that you guys have that you can share?
Yeah.
Remember, I'm here, and if you give me $1, I'm your attorney, so it's all good.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the ones that sticks out to me was earlier this year, the Aprilia 457, the RS 457 launched, and they flew me out to Italy and
awesome.
Modena to ride that.
Yeah.
And to my surprise, Maverick Vinales was at the track with us, so I got to spin some laps with him, and that one will stick in my head forever. That was one of those
awesome.
like, pinch me, what am I doing for work kind of days.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've got some cool ones too.
I mean, there's been a lot of really cool ride programs. My mind kind of goes to some of the ones that are the most fun, and honestly, one of the most fun ride programs that I've ever been on is when the brand new Honda Grom came out, 125cc Grom. There was a bunch of us full-grown, or me maybe like 3/4 of a full-grown riders on these tiny Groms going 50 mile an hour full pin.
Yeah.
And we were drafting, we were full tuck, going 5 under the speed limit, trying our hardest to get up this hill. And just a blast. You know, you see a pair of train tracks and you hop the bike over these tracks. And it was just a really fun ride because it wasn't overly serious. No one was trying to prove that they belong on whoever's track team. It was just a bunch of grown adults acting like children.
Which is what Groms are for.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
They just are.
Acting like children on tiny bikes. That I see out of the corner of my eye that Road Glide ST, CVO Road Glide ST. The program for that was a lot of fun. They had Kyle Wyman there. We were riding. It was kind of a street track in Las Vegas. I think like at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, something like that. My memory for those kind of details are bad, but we got to ride those on the track with Kyle Wyman ahead of us, giving us tips for how to ride these baggers, 1/8 as well as he does.
Right.
And pitching that bike all the way over and feeling actually how well one of those handles, and it handles well.
I didn't mean my palms
awesome.
you just saying that.
Oh, it was that was a pretty incredible program.
They really nailed the excitement factor of Harley-Davidson motorcycles with that bike. And one of the things that they've been doing a good job of recently, I think, is staying up to date with a current trend. Like a lot of times, and it's not just a Harley thing, like OEs in general, it's a big process to stay up with what's current. I mean, massive. It's really expensive to do that. But that right there, I think definitely shows that they're paying attention to what is really truly exciting and on the actual edge of a Harley-Davidson motorcycle, the performance side of things, because now, a lot of us don't want to go low and slow. We don't want the 26-inch wheel up front. I want to be able to go long distance and smash the canyon every time I see it. I had what year was it? 19 Road King. And I had alloy art fork levers and JRI shock, cartridges, and did all the things and stuff to make it like road and canyon ready. And it was the best of both worlds. The bike ripped, and whenever you wanted it to do something, it said, "All right, let's go."
And that's what shocked me with these, because I had a really interesting conversation with one of the guys that was there. So when we went on the program for that, they had the race bikes there as well, and they did a little demo showing us Kyle Wyman ripping around the track on his actual race bike, because they were doing some testing there in addition to us being there to ride these for the event and to make videos. And I was talking to the engineer that was standing next to the race bike, and I was asking him, I know there's a lot of components that have to be shared, like the frame has to be the same on the street bike that you can go to the dealership and buy as the frame on the race bike. You're not allowed for the race, for King of the Baggers, you're not allowed to change that. So I asked him, are you guys engineering the race bike? Are you able to go to the team that's engineering the street bike and say, hey, it would be great if the frame was like this or like that? And he kind of looked at me a little puzzled, and he said, it's not a different team. we engineered the street bike and the race bike. So it's the same
There's
guys.
a lot of people that still don't understand that.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that, and I am totally hip deep in that whole culture.
Yeah,
That's really dope. Like,
that was a surprise to me. So these guys are genuinely the guys that are. If you go into a dealership and you look at one of these brand new Harleys, the guys engineering that are also engineering the race bike.
Yeah, that's really cool.
And I was shocked at how well those bikes handle. They're still comfortable, fun for a long haul.
Yeah.
But yeah, you find a nice canyon road, and some of these new street glides and road glides, and especially that CVO Road Glide ST, they're fun handling bikes.
It's really fun because like sport bikes have been able to win on Sunday, buy on Monday for a super long time because they're available. And now that, I mean, I truly understand that it's the same situation for Harley because it is racing inspired street motorcycles from the actual, it's not a marketing term. Like, that's freaking dope. So if you're like on the edge and you see one of those races, which are really impressive.
Yeah,
if you've never been to King of the Baggers, you need to go. I've never been more excited to see whales race around the track in my entire life. Man, and then it's just a really rad community there in the pits too. It's a cool thing to be a part of, and it's like I've always been jealous of that part of the community for sport bikes because it's dope.
When you've been to a couple.
I went to Austin, saw one of the races there, MotoGP. But yeah, I mean, like we talked about earlier, he's more of like the bagger guy. I've traditionally been the sport bike guy, but last time we walked into the Harley dealership, because of the King of the Bagger series, like I go right over to those bikes.
Right,
like, whoa, this is so cool.
It's like, did you say technology on a Harley?
Exactly.
That's right. So I guess one of my questions, leading for that is like they're cutting edge and they're working, to make this exciting products, and I think all of the manufacturers are right now.
Royal Enfield's another one that's doing a whole lot
of
movies.
Doing really interesting stuff right now. And at right price points. But that leads to the question of like, COVID kind of peaked riding, and now we're seeing this kind of cliff right now. And I'm just wondering what you guys think will kind of build back that excitement again. How do we get people?
Well, not a pandemic. I don't.
Right. I don't want that. I don't want the pandemic again. But you know what I mean. I'm just wondering. We see this sort of. At least that's what I read the other day in some automotive journal or motorcycle journal. And I'm just wondering what you guys see is how do we get more people excited about riding, enthusiastic, because I am biased, obviously, but I think it's the best community that's out there, regardless of what you ride. We talk about this on this podcast and ours just personally all the time. I mean, it's my favorite community by far. And I think people are missing out, and I don't want to see that hockey stick go the reverse way. I want to see it to go the right way.
I think it's looking hopeful. I mean, the amount of kids right now that are like asking for e-bikes and that are into everything electric is skyrocketing. So by the time all those kids can get their license and
that's great.
get an actual motorcycle, I think there's a potential for a lot more riders. And then like we did the Kawasaki hybrid recently, and there's all this stuff coming out with automated clutches. So the barrier to entry is getting easier, which I think is good.
And the definition of the motorcycle, I think, is also going to change a little bit.
Totally.
Yes, totally.
And I think it's interesting to see too, culturally, even how people are excited about things, even just things that are motorcycle culture adjacent. When you see people like the Kardashians wearing motorcycle pants or a Troy Lee Designs jersey. These are things that are they're fashionable, so it's something that people are interested in if they haven't been before. And so that's maybe creating for some people who otherwise weren't that excited about motorcycles. They see some celebrities that they look up to wearing motorcycle gear, or they see, whether it's Ryan Reynolds or Brad Pitt or somebody
or
riding
a motorcycle in a Slighty Whities.
I mean,
check it out.
There are actually worse things out there. You may not think so after you see that video.
I don't know. I think culturally, there's still a lot of interest in bikes. So to your point, if that barrier to entry can get easier and easier to actually get people on bikes, then that's huge. And stuff like Honda just came out with their e-clutch system where you can ride it as if it's an automatic, as if it's a moped. You could put one, your left arm behind your back and twist the throttle and go, and it'll shift through the gears and it will clutch for you.
Don't necessarily recommend that.
Ride with two hands.
That's right. I don't know who this guy is.
Give him $1, quick.
Ride with two hands. But let's say in a theoretical world you could do that.
He's doing it again.
He's like,
but the bike also it has a clutch, and you can essentially disable the e-clutch system, and you can ride it using the clutch. You can stall the bike.
Interesting.
You can actually ride it with a clutch. So say you know how to ride with a clutch, you want a bike with a clutch, but maybe you want to teach someone how to ride or something.
Just getting comfortable, balance, getting not worrying about not worrying about this.
It's got both.
Yeah,
well, I mean,
which is pretty cool.
Here's the thing. Like, there's a lot of people that snub having an automatic motorcycle, but you got to be realistic with what's happening in automotive.
Yeah.
People are not learning how to drive a manual ever.
Yeah, that's right.
I was brought up on a manual.
Same.
Yeah.
Learned on a tractor.
Yeah.
Learned in a Willis Jeep. Like, I mean,
I
not everybody has
72
those.
Chevelle.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
those
that's
stories
exactly,
are becoming harder and harder to come by as they have
Yeah.
improved transmissions and technology, and they're not going to have different production lines for a couple of manuals and a million automatics.
Yeah.
Like, so that absolutely is going to segue over at some point to motorcycles because they don't have that frame of mind, and that also makes the gateway less accessible.
Yeah.
Because they're like, well, I'm not comfortable with all of that. I drive an automatic. You know,
Yeah.
and so it could be really great, like, open, hey, just come try this. You don't have to worry about the clutch. Just don't be a dummy.
Well,
and ride with one arm.
I'm not. Yeah, don't do that. And I'm not one to be of the mind of gatekeeping motorcycles. If somebody out there is not comfortable with a clutch, but there's a bike that lets them get into riding anyway, so long as they're serious about learning how to ride that bike, even if that doesn't include learning to use a clutch, then that's great. Because we can all ride different bikes in different ways, and that's fine. Getting people out on two wheels is always a good thing. It's
one of the things we've been touching on throughout our interviews the last couple of days is part of it is if you're interested in riding, get ready for some new friends.
Yeah,
right.
Everything
you're
changes.
You're gonna build this whole new friend group and embrace it. Say yes.
Yeah.
Right. And it could be a bunch of guys talking about their Groms. It could be a bunch of guys talking about custom bikes like the bike show here now, right? And it's something just to talk about, and you're gonna love it. And also maybe learn how to wrench, right? And get on it and do things yourself. I mean, you're already working on. You're throwing what kind of engine in an old Range Rover?
I've got an old Land Rover Discovery that I'm putting an LS2 into.
Yeah, that's a Corvette engine.
And we're pretty far along.
Yeah.
We got it fired up for the first time last weekend. Yesterday we got a bunch of the cooling lines run and put it up on jack stands, tested the transmission, built up pressure in the transmission to see that it actually spins the tires.
But
which
you got your buddy
channels
here.
do they find that on?
That we'll do a video about that probably at some point on a channel called TFL Classics.
Cool.
We did a video on one of our channels called TFL Car as that process was kind of halfway done. The motor wasn't in it.
Yeah.
So we're a good ways through it, and this is just something I'm working on for fun. Oh yeah, it's that's just something in my garage behind my house.
So you do stuff with your buddies too,
fun.
right?
Yeah,
You're working
exactly.
together, right? And do you wrench on your bikes?
I do. I'm not doing engine swaps.
Yeah.
I'm learning as much as I can, and I didn't own a single tool until I bought a motorcycle, and then I've been building up a toolbox ever since. So it's fun to get your hands dirty.
Well, it's out of necessity too with you and the track bikes.
Yeah.
Tuning them up, getting them ready.
Doing repairs at the track even. So.
Because otherwise you would be, if you're at the track and something breaks, you have to fix it there, or you're not riding the rest of the day.
Over,
And if you're bringing your track bike to the dealership after every single race day.
That's not free.
No.
It's not free. That costs some money.
Yeah.
You don't have a pit crew?
You want to come join me?
That looks broke.
I think we should call someone about this.
That's right. You need a guy. And I think that's back to the community part of it, and just think of how fun it is that you guys through running into Andy. And talk about him a little bit, because I think he's an unsung hero, and maybe we'll get a B-roll footage of him later so people can see him, but talk about him and how that friendship grew.
Yeah, I mean, that's the word, friendship. Like, we work together and have done a lot of projects, but he's legitimately one of our best friends. So to your point, motorcycles, your best friends are going to come from this whole community. But he's like the biggest motorcycle nut I know. He's so knowledgeable. Anytime either of us have a question about anything, he's the guy to call.
And check out their videos with him on the trail. Is it Trail 90?
Trail 70.
CT70.
CT70.
Building it, and we gave it one away, and it was for charity. But more importantly, just watch that dude ride.
Yeah.
Now, you look at him, you know, he looks like just anybody off the street. He's got a better center of balance than I think I've seen just about anybody.
Yeah, he's 60-some years old.
Yeah.
And on a mini bike, he can rock that front tire up and just ride a wheelie for as long as there is road to ride it on.
Right.
Which, if you've never tried to do a wheelie on a tiny bike like that, that's giving you no gyro, it's got no power. That's hard.
Yeah.
That is a difficult wheelie to do.
Yeah.
He's one of those guys that grew up on any Sunday. As soon as he saw that movie, that was his life's direction, and he made good on that.
A little fun track in his backyard. And,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, just super fun.
Those are like the goals of an adult to stay a child.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I can't wait to go buy a house.
That's a great way to
Actually,
put it.
I can't wait to buy a piece of property with room for a track and maybe a house somewhere.
Exactly.
And as many Trail 70s
As
as I can.
as many as possible.
Yeah,
How
that's
long
right.
will it take me to build an actual
Every single part imaginable. Yeah.
Hey guys, we're barbecuing a pig tonight. We're all coming over. Get your headlamps out. Let's go.
And to your point too about motorcycles bringing people together. I mean, Andy is there. He is. Hey, buddy. He's in his 60s. I mean, we're in our 20s, and we have so much common ground to chat about as buddies. We're after this show. He's down here with us to see bikes, but also after this, we're going to a hockey game.
Yeah.
So, it's
Go
it's,
Avs.
Can't agree with that.
It's okay. Being wrong is something Philly does. Also have a really good
And
sandwich.
I have a good friend, and then through the Vana world and all that stuff, and kind of during COVID, he owned this one guy, Jimbo, had this big piece of property, and we've got a great video of it that's up here. We all got together. He got his trucker bands to all play, and we end up just hooliganing around his little dirt track, all on these old bikes, old dirt bikes. And I just remember sitting there and just being like, I can't be happier right now. This is just me. I just got chills again thinking about it. And it was because we all came together just to have some fun in the dirt, riding stuff, being stupid, and just enjoying each other. It was just awesome. And that's what motorcycles, I think, do and can do.
I mean, that's what it does for us. Some of the best days that we've ever had are going to his place, riding around his dirt track. He's got tiny little dirt bikes, 80cc dirt bikes. And you'll go cruise around that bike. A bike that small, you try to ride it at the limit, it'll make you question how good of a rider you are. When you see Andy at over 60 years old just walking away from you. Around a corner.
Just dusting you.
Like, what's going on here? What's he doing that I'm not doing? I got to find out.
It was funny when I came out to visit you guys and got on that bike. I had forgot that it's clutchless. And I kept going, and I'm like, why am I bogging down? What is happening? What is happening? Anyway, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm stupid.
That's what's happening.
Yeah, that's what's happening.
I'm happening.
I'm happening. I'm doing this to myself.
You're happening, bro.
That's right.
It's all in how you say it.
So what we have instituted the slowest fast round.
We have failed at lightning round.
We're not doing lightning round well.
The rolling thunder round. It's supposed to be asked, answered, but it turns into like more good stories. So super mad about it.
Yeah, exactly.
So lightning round. Some of these are relevant. Some of these are just questions.
Okay.
When was BMW founded?
That's got to be a long time ago.
You got a better shot at that than me.
I've been holding on to this question. I'm like, these are the guys that are going to ask this.
Trivia like that, man. If I have to shoot a guess out there, it's going to be way wrong. I'm going to try. What do I want to try for a guess?
Well, think of it this way. When did Harley start?
1901?
Indian started in 1901.
Okay.
And they
So I
were
was close there.
So BMW was 1916. I didn't know it until I researched it. So like, I'm not an almanac myself. I'm a guy with Google.
I would have guessed after that.
Yeah,
I'm surprised that it went back that far.
Yeah, they started in airplanes, and then they went to motorcycles, and then cars, and then they almost got rid of the motorcycle division, I think, in the 70s, and decided to double down, and it's a good thing because they made a lot of different types of really rad motorcycles.
Oh yeah.
By the way, that felt more like
this is the rolling thunder.
That felt like more like a test than it did a lightning round.
You know, it was a test. I was like, let's see like where we're going with this. That's the only deep rabbit hole question I have. Really complicated question here. Sweet pickle or dill pickle?
Oh, dill,
Dill pickle.
easily.
See, my team, go away.
I like
Sweet pickles
spicy sweet. I like dill too.
See, like the way you say sweet is so lawyer. It's like I'm just gonna skip over the word
Have
sweet
you- yeah.
and emphasis on the spicy.
You ever taken a bite of a pickle that you thought was a dill pickle and it ended up being a
Ruined
sweet?
my life.
Yeah.
Oh my
The little-
god! I've
the little
never hated a hot
jerkins
dog
or whatever
more.
they're called, the little ones. Yeah.
Oh, see, even lawyers are wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Over the years, y'all have been all over the planet on motorcycles.
Yeah,
What is your favorite road or track? Because that's a lot of what you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, I haven't been on anywhere close to like every
Been
track
on more
out
than
there,
me.
but I had a lot of fun at the Ridge up in I don't even remember where that was. Washington?
On what bike?
Ridge Motorsports Park. It was on the ZX6R. They had just repaved it like the year before, so that has a lot
That's
to do
crisp.
with it,
Yeah,
you know.
nice.
But,
Yeah. You
yeah,
can flex on the Italy trip.
yeah, the Italy one was cool. Yeah, like that was
Flex on
cool. We
that.
were in the hometown of Ferrari and everything.
Yeah.
So that's hard to.
You could say
hard to
that.
pass.
Hard
There's
to
a lot of
Yeah.
energy there.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah, as far as a favorite road, same thing, and it might have been partly down to the bike. I really liked the new Street Glide and the Road Glide. Really enjoyed riding them. We rode, I think it was Lake Mead, and we went through, Valley of Fire or something.
Yep.
Some stuff outside of Las Vegas. Those were some really spectacular roads. A nice combination of relaxed, scenic, kind of straighter roads where you could look around a little bit, take in your surroundings, mixed in with some fun twisty roads as well. So that was some really good riding around Las Vegas.
I will say I got to ride Tail of the Dragon earlier this year.
Yeah.
And I thought, like, I've watched every video on Tail of the Dragon, and I thought, like, this is so overhyped. And then when I got there, it, like, you have to go.
It's technical,
Yeah,
dude.
you
Yeah.
have to go.
And see, this is Rolling Thunder. It's not lightning round. Whenever we were talking about the variety of bikes, if you want to see literally every single niche in motorcycling, go to the Tail of the Dragon, the end of the Dragon, where the tree is, and all the motorcycle parts from people that forgot how to use their brakes. And you will see packs of Groms. You will see packs of Harleys. You will see packs of Ferraris. You'll see packs of sport bikes and you see
sidecars,
all of it.
everything.
If it's got a motor in it, electric or combustion, it's going to be out there.
Yeah.
Probably all on a Saturday. You don't have to plan anything. Just go and judge.
Yeah.
Really, just judge everybody.
Yeah.
What bike are you dreaming about that you don't own?
That's a good question.
Like, man, this is the one I really genuinely want to have. You're James Bond, you can pick it.
Probably, I mean, if I'm gonna go like all out, that M1000RR, I think those are, before they put the ridiculously big wings on it.
They
I'm
are,
a fan of the
they
big
are,
wings,
yeah.
But like last year's, I don't know, something about, one of my buddies has the S1000RR and it just does it for me. The color scheme, the tech, everything on it.
And you've been able to experience that bike too?
I've ridden it a little bit, not like, I haven't taken his out on the track, but I've had it out on the street and it's killer, I love it.
I love it.
Nice.
What about you?
I've got two that float around in my head simultaneously, and I go back and forth on them depending on which way I'm facing when I wake up in the morning. And it's a Ducati Panigale V2 because they're just beautiful. My girlfriend hates hot rod red vehicles, but that Ducati Panigale in like a bright lipstick red, that's just a beautiful thing and a great bike to ride.
Yeah.
That and that CBO Road Glide ST that's
No
staring
way.
at me.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I was wondering if you were going to go vintage on it, but you're really excited about it. And that's really cool.
two.
Like, I like being wrong. I can be like Scott about
That's
Well,
right.
and I have at the moment I've got 4 bikes, 2 street bikes, 2 mini bikes, and they're all old.
Yeah.
And I get to ride all these amazingly well engineered and refined motorcycles at work. And then I go home and I ride my old bikes. I'm like, this is nice, but this is not
It
quite
is
the same
different.
as a brand new
It's
bike.
different. Yeah, it's
So I'd love to have a brand new bike.
So you obviously, you at Plural, are currently being very successful in what you're doing with the content that you're putting out there and creating. Someone's new out there, and currently they're the guy by themselves talking to their phone, brave enough just to start that conversation. What do you tell them right now?
Well, you actually did that.
Yeah.
Before you started working with us.
I think everyone that wants to start, hit record, don't worry about it, and just
Tell 'em
upload
right there.
it.
Yeah.
There's so many people I think that get caught up in like, this guy's doing it better than me, and these people have been around forever, and they'll record something and then watch it back and like think it's not good enough. Just do it, get it up there, do it again. If you're gonna be really good at it, you're gonna look back and your first 100 videos are gonna be terrible. So like, just get them out there and get better at it.
Yeah.
And keep going.
I dig that.
Yeah.
You're a lot on the mechanical side too, though, and like, there's a lot of people that are afraid not just to push record, but to turn that first bolt.
Yeah.
Like, where do you think they can find some confidence?
I think what's helped me a lot is that I've got a lot of friends that are even more talented than I am. People like Andy, people like my buddy Connor that's over there staring at a big screen. Nothing going on behind his eyes because there's not a vehicle taken apart in front of him.
Yeah.
So when you have people like that around you, you know that if you get stuck, there's a helpline, you know, some kind of lifesaver you can grab onto and stay afloat. That helps a lot. So just meeting people and being willing to buy somebody a bottle of whiskey or a case of beer to say, can you help me figure out what's going on? And starting small, you know. If you need new tires on your bike, you can start by trying to pop the wheels off and bring those to the shop rather than leaving the whole bike there. And then maybe you go from there, you try doing brake pads and just work up steadily. Like, not that I'm an incredible mechanic or anything, but swapping the motor in this Land Rover that I'm doing is not the first project.
Yeah, you don't start there.
Took on.
You know, one of my biggest automotive regrets was I had an old FJ40 72.
Nice.
And the thing was in great shape, and then of course, you know, it can't go more than 50 miles an hour or so, and I'm taking it up with my dog somewhere to go do fun things, and it blew a cylinder head, right? And I limped it back home. And my buddies were like, hey, let's take it apart. We'll put a Chevy engine in it. And in my garage at the time was barely the size of this booth, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, how the fuck? And by the way, I've worked with you guys on stuff. It's never going to get finished, right? It's going to, and I don't own this house. Whoever rents it next is going to be stuck with an FJ4. You know, anyway, that was my biggest, I totally should have done it. And I ended up selling it to a buddy.
Yeah.
And he did it, and it still lives on a farm in New Jersey to this day and is running.
Yeah.
This was before these things were cool. I bought it for like $4,500.
Yeah, which you can't do anymore.
Yeah, you can't do anymore. And that's I regret, you know, not doing that with my buddies, because that'd be just such a great thing to do. And you know, we had some of the skill sets to do it, but you know, whatever.
Yeah.
Just chickened out.
Yeah.
I'm in the middle of rebuilding my 73 Econoline, and I'm working with my buddy Corey Smith, who is a resource. Young guy, younger than I am, I think. I don't know. Acts way older. He's already 90 years old. He will yell at you, tell you to get off his lawn. No, he won't. He's a rad dude, and he just knows so much. Like, he was brought up, his dad was an electrician. He was a Mercedes master mechanic and all this kind of stuff. So I get to scavenge off of his brain. And like, we're like I've got a crate motor in the van itself, so it's got the CNC rocket rollers and all that kind of stuff. So we're trying to do something proper with it, working with Holly Performance on the project. And none of that stuff would be happening if he didn't give me the confidence. He's not helping me every step of the way. I'm working on my van, he's working on the square body. But him just being in the room, I know that I've got that resource, that line I can go, hello, person smarter than me. I can do this. Tell me where to do this, and then how to put it back together, and let's go. And that's cool. I think that's on the nose. Like, and the way you find those resources is finding out where people go. Here in Colorado, we spoke with the boys yesterday from Denver Moto Meetup. I mean, just Google motorcycle meetup in whatever city that you're in. And remember that you already have a bunch of stuff in common. So break the ice by, hey, nice bike, dude. Oh, thanks. And then friendship. It's really that easy. If you're bad at making friends but you own a motorcycle, you're not riding it. That's just kind of how it is. I've met people at gas stations and bathrooms. No, it's not what you think. and you know, all over the place, broken down in parking lots, you know, learning stuff from an old guy that rides up next to you while you're trying to do something, and he drops a little nugget of information to you. It rides off. You're like, what was that about? You don't even use it for 5 years later, but I mean, that's what it is, having access to that knowledge. You never get it if you don't get out there.
So I got to ask, you know, one last kind of question for you guys. Excluding supercars. And so any vehicle, we talked about motorcycles, what would be your top pick? How about vehicles, vintage or, you know, or new? What would be one of the, you know, price is not an option. What would be the first thing in your garage?
It's a tough call. I don't think either of us are really supercar guys.
Yeah, that's why I excluded it. Just kind of
I don't think either of us were really pick that. Yeah, as far as a top car, if I had all of the money to spend, it's such a long list. I have on my phone a list of 12 cars.
I like that. Yeah, that's
I would love to have.
aspirational.
can
I like
respect
that.
that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I had for a while, and this is far from a money no object kind of car.
Right.
But I had for a while a C4 Corvette, a
Yeah.
1988 Corvette that I
Yeah.
bought for
I grew up with those too.
10
so
grand.
fun. Yeah.
Which 10 grand is not nothing.
Yeah, that's right.
But in the realm of buying a fun dream car kind of thing,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not too bad. And that C4 Corvette was so much fun.
Yeah.
If I had my dream, I would take a C4 like that, put
Yeah.
an LS7
Yeah.
with an offensive cam in
Give
it.
it some actual
Yeah,
power.
Yeah. And
yeah.
that would be a lot of fun. That sounds
would
like
be
a
a lot of fun.
good time
yeah.
to me.
Yeah. And like stealthy fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, instead of like whatever.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah. Yeah, that would be fun.
For me, I don't know that I have like one crazy car that really jumps out to me
Yeah,
either.
kind of rotate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're kind of in the same boat where we like things to be impractical enough that you can have a couple of them and
Yeah,
like
right.
use them for their each purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've heard me say this before. Like, if I could have any car, it would be my first car to have back. I had a Volkswagen GTI that I loved.
Oh
and,
my God,
like,
such a
those are
fun
cool.
car.
it got me
Yeah.
so into cars, and I
Yeah.
made friends in it. And like, if I could have a way to buy that exact car back,
Yeah,
that
you're
would
right.
probably was
Yeah,
it a 4-speed or 5-speed? What
It was
it?
a 6-speed manual.
6-speed.
Yeah.
Oh my God, so fun.
I loved it.
Yeah.
That's rad. Well, where can we find all of your channels? I mean, we got to know. I've been taking notes myself, so
Yeah.
I can go stalk my new friends.
Yeah, if you go to YouTube and you type in the letters TFL, it stands for the fast lane, then all 8 channels will pop up, whether it's car, truck, classics, bike channel, and yeah, we're kind of back and forth on all of them. Alex actually recently moved on from our business to start doing some of his own work. Yeah.
All right,
work
tell
on-
us about
Anywhere, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm doing a huge pivot from motorcycles right now, but I'm doing some golf content on the side. And then, yeah, I mean, I've always been a motorcycle nut and a car nut, so I've had a YouTube channel going since 2008 that I started with like tech videos, but hopefully going to start uploading some of my own journeys and at the track and working on bikes and stuff on there.
We're going to see like driving range videos that we're going to see from you now.
say that again?
You're going to see like driving range videos.
Yeah,
You're setting up.
exactly. Yeah,
You're
not
gonna
on my own channel.
You're going to go toe to toe with Paige and
Yeah.
just like try to get in there.
But yeah, if you look up Lighty on YouTube, Lighty, like that's my nickname for Lightman, so you should be able to find me there.
I can dig it. Well, thanks so much for joining us.
Yeah, thanks,
guys.
boys.
Appreciate
Really
it.
appreciate it.
Nice job on putting all these people together. I'm having a blast. It's supposed to be work or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it has been Chasing the Ride. And you can find us on YouTube as well, right here at the link that they have just put on the screen.